What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update of Quinton Beastwood. So we cannot really say if this is in fact his recent update, and I won't be surprised at all if these are in fact a few weeks out and he decided to put them up today. So that back is gonna look a lot more impressive as he gets into that contest ready shape, as he gets closer and closer to the competition. Still no announcement on what show he's gonna do next. He's still keeping that a secret. So far we have heard so many speculations, so many rumors. But as of right now, we are not really sure about his attendance, especially at the New York Pro, because that is just 4 weeks out. But I don't think he should miss Toronto Pro, because that show is scheduled in roughly 8 weeks from now. And so far Hassan Mustafa has confirmed his attendance at that show. And other than that, we saw Akim Williams a couple of days ago. He mentioned that he is 8 weeks out, and Toronto Pro is in 8 weeks. So if Quinton decides to jump in that show, we will have a battle between two mass monsters and one very tall aesthetic guy. And that is going to be really fun to watch. So all the bodybuilding greats see a lot of potential in Quinton. That structure is one of a kind. Even a guy like Andrew Jack said that the only guy he is actually afraid of is Quinton. And him working with one of the best coaches right now, Matt Jensen. That means he is going to be in a much better shape, in a much better condition than what he looked like at Texas Pro 2022, which was his last show. Now I have to say, his conditioning was already perfect. So we cannot really say if his conditioning is gonna be better. But it is a damn sure thing that it's gonna look a lot bigger this time. And the reason I'm saying that is because even if we take a look at his last two shows, the Tampa Pro and Texas Pro that he did in 2022, and his coach at that time was Dorian Hamilton, they did a pretty good job. He was really shredded. He had that next level conditioning already. It was just the overall lack of mass, the density, and especially the lack of development in his back area. That was the biggest knock on his physique at that time. And that is why he took half of 2022 and all of 2023 off to get bigger, to put on more size, and to gain more density. So going by the pictures that he posted yesterday, he isn't far off from body composition. The glutes are coming in, the hamstrings are already looking peeled and shredded. So let's hope he goes for the New York Pro. And it will be fun to see him against some of the best in the business, like Nick Walker, who's also his teammate. And his battle with Tony Button is gonna be really exciting. Some more pictures of Detroit Pro champion Martin-Fitzwater came out. I have to say that is such a complete physique, especially the one he presented at the finals. And he got the perfect scores. There were some doubts after the prejudging, and actually a lot of people had good veto winning after the prejudging. Even I said the same thing. But the way he transformed from the prejudging to the finals, that was some next level stuff. So out of all the guys who did not compete in 2023, for the sake of putting on more size, for the sake of getting better, for the sake of bringing a much better physique, that next time they step on stage, we all agreed that Rafael Brandao was the one who benefited the most after watching him bring such an impressive package at the Arnold Classic Ohio. But after watching Martin in Detroit, he also makes it into that list. Because taking that whole year off, that also paid off pretty well for him. So people really lost their cool when Who is the Best Bodybuilder Instagram page made this comparison between Martin and Phil Heath. Keep in mind, that's a Phil Heath from the Olympia 2009, the second Olympia of his career, which was far from his personal best. And the reason was Phil came down with something just a week before that Olympia. And he actually declined in placing that year. He went from 3rd in 2008 to 5th in 2009. So that's not the best Phil Heath. But that being said, I do have to agree Martin does have some similarities to Phil Heath. And this is gonna be his first Olympia in 2024. So I don't think we are gonna see a physique as round and as 3D as a prime Phil Heath. That is why he was called the gift. But if Martin can continue to progress this way, while keeping his waistline tight, while keeping his midsection in check, he is gonna be a great men's open competitor in a few years. And here is his comment on this comparison. I am glad to see that he is inspired by Phil Heath. And that is what he is hoping to achieve in terms of where he sees his physique in a few years. Next up, we have an update from Logan Franklin. Although he is qualified for the Olympia already, but he is planning to compete at least once before the Olympia. And this is 100% a very good move by him. Because if he's gonna self-coach, if he plans to stick to that, he needs to do multiple shows to figure out the right formula, to figure out what works the best for him. Because the first show that he did while coaching himself, that was Texas Pro in 2023. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. He actually looked a lot better than that when he was working with Milos Sarcev in 2022. We know how Logan dropped out of the Olympia 2022 just hours before the prejudging, and that was the end of their relationship as an athlete and as a coach. But I have to say he was a lot more impressive, a lot more improved at the Legion Sports 2023, where he competed against Terence Ruffin. So Logan's physique has improved a lot since 2019. I believe that was the year he switched from men's physique to classic physique, and he did Tampa Pro that year. He placed third at his classic physique debut. So he is a lot bigger and he has a lot more maturity now. And we have to keep in mind, we are going to see him on the Olympia stage after 4 long years. Because the last time he was on the Olympia stage, that was back in 2020. And that was the only Olympia that he did. So we have seen in the past that he loves to do Texas Pro. And that is scheduled in August. So let's see what Logan has stored for his classic physique fans this year. The competition in that top 10 for classic physique is a lot tougher, especially in comparison to what it used to be back in 2020. Because Logan was actually able to crack top 10 at his Olympia debut in 2020. So where do you guys see him land this year with all this new and improved talent coming up? So at the start of this video, we talked about Toronto Pro. And the biggest fish at that show is going to be Akim Williams. And he really impressed us all at the Arnold Classic Ohio and UK, especially the way he transformed from the prejudging to the finals. That was just beautiful. So Akim Williams has also made it official that he's actually going for Toronto. So Akim really smashed it with his new coach Chris Aceto at the Arnold UK. And the fans were really convinced that if that Akim did Detroit Pro, he probably would have been the favorite going into that show. And he would have probably won that show. But that is in the past now. So Akim's muscularity is second to none. And if you really pick him apart, other than his back double biceps shot, he really doesn't have any other weak point. And that is just because of genetics. He has high lat insertions, and there is nothing he can do about that. He has all the size in the world. He's one of the biggest guys out there. And his side shots, especially his side leg, the amount of detail he showcases when he is truly on, that is second to none. Probably one of the best side leg in the business. So Akim isn't one of those guys who looks ready weeks out of the show. But judging by his current picture, he has kept things extremely tight after this year's Arnold. So do not be surprised if he even tops that Arnold Classic package in Toronto. So what the Arnold Classic Ohio told us about Akim Williams is that he is one of those athletes who works extremely hard, but just cannot dial it in. He made such an impressive transformation in 24 hours, from the prejudging to the finals, that he was in the solid 4th place when he was 6th at the prejudging. So what do you guys think of Akim? Can he crack top 10 at the Olympia again this year? Remember, this is a guy who has placed as high as top 6 at the Olympia in 2020, and that was a very good lineup. So do let me know what you guys think. Also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.